Oh hi, it's Baron Dodger Alias, the return of the Messiah, Jesus Christ, here to forgive everyone who's ever deceived me or left me in the lurch or rejected me, which is just about everyone on the planet. So, I'm just going to make a message to my support coordinator, my new plan manager for the NDIS, and I'm going to send this video to him. You can all watch it if you want. I'm just going to ask him, because he seems to be fascinated by my story, and he contacted me to try and help, and he is praised me of me standing up to corruption, and he says I'm a very good advocate and very intelligent as well. Well, one thing's for sure, I don't need praise. I need action and money and a meaningful difference to my situation of poverty, homelessness, and no legal rights and no human rights. Just seems to be that everyone is in on it. So I believe it's a murderous government conspiracy which has surveilled me, character assassinated me, looked for weaknesses to exploit me, and then action it to cause maximum devastation and destroy me. Now, I am always beaten. I'm homeless, I got no money, I got no food, I beg for my existence. However, I am still alive. And one thing's for sure, I've never been beat. And so, I'm here, and I'm queer, and I'm gay, and probably half-baked half the time, looking for cock, and I'm just enjoying my time. Now, I wanted to say too that I'm very, very grateful for existing, because God put me here when I literally had a fatal injury, and I have a purpose, and that purpose is to live in the community and serve the people, and advocate for those who are unable to advocate for themselves via disability or political situations or because of family violence or sexual abuse, whatever it may be. So that is my role, and that is what I'm here to do. But unfortunately, I can't do that and serve the people because I haven't got my needs met as a homeless person with no rights and human rights, and who's systematically lost every settlement, compensation, insurance, detriment and winning over the last 25 years. And that's just not a mere coincidence. That's an intelligent way of manipulating society and politics and the legal faction in order to remove any legal help from me. And this is a problem because, sometimes people need lawyers because shit happens, and shit's happened to me, and the lawyers are in on it, and society's in on it, and I've got a big, fat, long list of shit and crime that's happened to me over the years, but I cannot report it to the federal police or the state police. Nearly fell over the hole. So the problem for me is that the very people, the police, the frontline services who are there to report crime and serve the public are actually complicitly involved via their inaction in my abuse, neglect, and the sustaining of family violence by not acknowledging my former partner, Steve Icenides, the ASIO agent, who's manipulated a whole society and government and health sector and police and lawyers and everyone else and family and friends to never stand up for me and say, hey, what's going on? Rich was exploited by a millionaire, left him homeless, and there should be a settlement. So this is an amazing and cosmic kind of opportunity, and it reminds me that this isn't the most authentic of realities, and we're many factors away from the most resonant and divine one. But divinity is sent to here, and everyone has it in them, and there is a God self, and then there is the enormity of everything in total, and that is the God. So my situation is this. So this persecution of me involves all police, it involves all politicians who know about it, it involves all ombudsmen, it even involves the Prime Minister, who I've got a letter from, who who writes a very polite letter, but still neglects to meaningfully intervene in my situation. All of my family and friends have forsaken me because, I'm mad and on drugs. But that's a narrative that is informed to the people to serve their purposes of feeling shame and embarrassed, and also afraid that I'm going to call out their bullshit, because everyone's got bullshit. I've got bullshit. The Prime Minister's got bullshit. The opposition leader's got bullshit. Lawyers have got bullshit. Cops have got bullshit. We've all got bullshit. I'm just one of those people with an authentic, unique, and original voice who sees things in a particular way, and I always talk out about that stuff, and I can't help it. That's just the way I'm built, and I was born like that. I exist like this, and people don't like that I'm abrupt or kooky or insane or whatever they want to call it. What they really don't like is that probably crystal coming is I'm calling them out on their bullshit, because everyone's got bullshit, and no one likes to be called out on their bullshit, because we're all aware that we're all fucked up, and we're all a bit loose, and we're all corrupt in some way, and people don't like that when I point out these things or these inconsistencies that don't align with morals or ethics or law or human rights or anything like that. And I'm not a saint. Like, I've sucked 1,000 cocks. My cocks are about a bit of pussy, fair bit of pussy, and I take drugs and I gamble and I smoke, and I'm the original saviour of humankind that is the mortal earth monkey and sinner that we all know and love, and or that you all hate, and I'm a sinner just like you. So there's nothing intrinsically better about you than me, because I'm bleed like you do. I have the same dignities and needs, and we all should have that. And you know what? There's enough in this world for everybody. And the shame is that people are very nice, and most people are lovely. The vast majority of people are very lovely and kind. Don't want war, don't want fights, don't want violence. That's the way humans are. But when you get politics, power, corruption, money, influence, rich people trying to cover up their mistakes, and powerful organisations, institutions and government agencies who are self-aware that they are corrupt themselves, and you ask them a question to stick up for you, and they point out the corruption and then blame you for doing something wrong. This is a method of systemic gaslighting and complicit institutions all binding together, and that is my problem, because my problem is systemic and it's political. And one thing's certain, that human beings are born and made and created with free will and the ability to make mistakes, beautiful mistakes which make up the people we are and give us amazing experiences, and the difference between light and dark and conflict, and we write love songs and we fuck people, we break up, and that's just the way we're made and the reality we exist in. We're flawed by just being human, and we fall short of divinity or divineness or perfection because of that flawedness and the judgment that's implied with humans. So what I'm trying to say is that my problem in this systemic and politicised landscape of persecution, which has victimised me to the point where I lost faith and I killed myself, and that death was deemed fatal, and then the very institutions that orchestrated the abuse covered it up with impunity, and now I have a bit of a brain injury. So my problem with systemic and political things of institutions, people, lawyers, politicians, they're all under particular laws, and laws for legal people mean they've got to stick within the Human Rights Charter, disabled persons ratified by the government in 2008. The lawyers have to stick by the public officials service charter that rules their time in office, and they have to act ethically and with human rights and dignity and courtesy and all those things. And everyone's got an oversight body of the laws which are supposed to govern them. But unfortunately for me, as a targeted individual and as someone who's worked this corruption up from small beginnings right up to neglectful letters from the Prime Minister, and even to the ONHCR, who've neglected to meaningfully intervene in my persecution, my poverty, and literally starving to death as a asylum seeker inside Australia as a democratic citizen of the country. I know it's hard to really fathom that for someone who has never experienced being a targeted individual, but I'm seeking asylum inside Australia because I've been excommunicated from the government and I've been forsaken by family and friends. Now, all of these people and institutions have one thing in common, and that's their flawed nature and the judgment. And this is the collective thing which I'm fighting. I actually love people. I love my dog. I love being alive. I'm very grateful. I wish harm on no one. But harm happens to me every single second of every single day. And there's many, many people who are aware and conscious and making conscious decisions, corrupt decisions in public office that cause my detriment and solicit my financial destruction, which is a method in order to solicit my suicide via absolute abuse, neglect, and utter desperation. So that's the deal. And I've died and been put here, and I have a purpose in life. My purpose is pretty easy. I want to love. I want to forgive everyone. I want to serve the people, especially the marginalised, the forsaken, the disabled, the abused, the downtrodden. They're my people. They've always been my people. I love the stories. I love the experiences. I love hearing their narratives because we lead storied lives, and I've got a story as well. And my life kind of mimicked an allegorical Christian crucifixion story because I kind of walked the path of a saint for 30 years helping other people, and I was well known in the public eye, even speaking in Parliament. And now I was a little bit famous with a profile on Wikipedia, and now I'm infamous, and no one, it seems, will help me. So, which brings me back to walking the dog, and I'm just here, and I'm at a park. I travelled here because I'm being gangstalked by contracted government thugs who are near the place I'm staying, and they're yelling out abuse over the fence, which is designed to erode my spirit and belittle me and humiliate me and intimidate me and cause me distress and discredit me, and to demonstrate that they're present, and also to demonstrate that these people act with impunity and they from the government, and they have exploited every vulnerability, known vulnerability, presumed or incorrect vulnerability, and they've exploited every single one of them that I've ever had or perceived to have had over my life, because they've been monitoring me and surveilling me for quite a while now, and because of the surveillance and the gangstalking, which just means that, like, if you're stalked by one person, that's terrible, but if you're stalked by a whole bunch of people, that's a gang and they're stalking you, that's really terrible. And gangstalking is a reality. It's not a delusion, and it doesn't need medicine in order to remove what are physical realities or the implied human judgments of the people participating in it. And all of those people, the gang stalkers, the people sent to intimidate, harass, always do so in this way. They act covertly. They don't want to be identified. That's the first thing. And they act with enormous power and influence and political might. And they're connected, well connected, to the Five Eyes Intelligence Agency and ASIO and the government and the police. And the thing is, all of these people, the whole lot of them, including the police, including the healthcare sector, including my family and friends and all lawyers, they have a few attributes that I don't have. And that's, people have usually got jobs, houses, possessions, they've got things, they've got civil liberties, they've got human rights, they've got privacy, they've got freedom from persecution, freedom from violence, and they got food, enough to eat, clothes, a bit of times of their own to enjoy their lives and to fuck around if they want, or take drugs, or read a book, or go to Aunt Maud's, or whatever you want to do. Now, those people with enormous privilege compared to me, who's got none of those things, I've got none, literally none, have made decisions in their public life, or their job, or their role, or their friendship, or family, or whatever, to create detriment and victimise me. And the thing is, I was already a victim. So this is an inequitable and unfair and conceited arrogance of these people, all of people. And I often wonder, how is it that the whole world has a whole lot of privilege, is not helping me, and I've got zero privileges? In fact, it's the opposite. I'm targeted as a targeted individual. I've been persecuted to death, and then with death covered up, and then I've been forsaken for 4 years as a homeless person. So obviously there's a bit of a fishy tale going on with me, who is a doctor, mind you, and an artist of 30 years. Something fishy going on with identifying me and telling all of the people who are involved in my life not to help me. So that's why I believe that me, as a person who is full of forgiveness and love, and loves the earth and loves the dog, loves the pat, loves the nature, and loves all my family who've forsaken me. I miss all my friends who've dumped me. I appreciate cops have jobs, they want to do the right thing. They've got into it from some essence of good, but they're not good to me. So I understand everyone's role, and I understand all these people who've taken the decision to forsake me or judge me or make a decision which causes my detrimental harm. And they do this because of a universal thing, and that's the mortal judgment and the fallibility of humankind. And the thing is, I need a way out of this. So, first of all, has anyone got any money? It's for drugs, but I take drugs because it actually helps me think, and I've been redacted my dexamphetamine script, which was mean because I did really well in it, and I did a master's degree and a PhD, and I ran my own business for 2 years, helping people in the community, and they took it away when I went to hospital and I died, and they never gave it back. And that's a malicious and an awful way in order to elicit my harm, because they knew I was medicating with street drugs, and now I'm addicted. So in you get quick. And so I got back to the car, went for a big walk, and so anyone got any money, pay ID me, I'll pay you back. I'm worth about $10 million if you add up all the detriments that I've lost. So that's $10 million. I'll help the ones who help me. Of course I will, because I'm not a liar, I'm not a thief, I'm not a criminal. And despite being framed as an extortionist, a terrorist, a rapist, a pedophile, all these awful untruisms that at the same time I was called extortionist, someone gifted me $100,000 out of the blue. And they said voices told them to do it, and it was a mistake. So because I sit so ethically and morally untouchable, I gave the money back. And that's at the same time I was framed as an extortionist for telling my child sexual abuse story, and the VOCAT magistrate threw it out as doomed to fail, she said. And there was an indication of bad things to come with magistrates, ombudsmen, and people who are supposed to be impartial, but are always informed by this predetermined narrative, which is designed to fail for me. So I am the Messiah. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm Baron Dodger. And it's not just me. There's a few of us around. The Christ consciousness is coming back in a form inside well-meaning people with merit and unusual people who are all over the world, different walks of life, especially scattered in a divine, godly way to uphold the resonance of the divine and create a new world order on the planet. So there you have it. That's from me, Baron Dodger, Jesus Christ, and that is the divine shaman's divine, intuitive and insightful way of explaining to you what I am, and explaining that it's good news, because the ultimate loving divinity that is the totality of everything that ever existed, space, echidnas, planets, dolphins, used condoms, the lot, the totality of everything, and the divine presence that is inferred and embedded in everything over time, forever, has acted in an amazing and unique and unexpected way that has purposefully implanted the Christ consciousness in, I think, 144,000 people worldwide, and it's happening now. There is a good and evil battle going on the earth, and we need to acknowledge our own mistakes. We need to say sorry. We need to ask for atonement. I'm sorry for all the things I've done to people over the time, and there's been a lot, for my confusions, whether conscious or unconscious. And if anyone in the world said to me, hey, you did this thing to me, it hurt me, I would immediately apologise, and I would atone, and I would ask for their forgiveness, because as a divine resonance of divine, universal, ultimate forgiving compassion energy, that energy wants to forgive, and it wants people to take their troubles to it and throw the troubles at it. And this is the most divine, forgiving, resonant, loving energy that this universe and this existence and the very nature of things has ever seen. So it is more than capable to take your problems and deal with them. A narrative with the divine starts as simple as, dear God, is anyone out there? Is anyone listening to me? I would like to talk to you. Say it out loud. Write it down on a piece of paper. You don't need a church. You don't need anything. You just need to say it in your heart with authenticity, and with honesty, and with a pure heart. And, we've all made mistakes. Don't worry. The very nature of being human is to make beautiful, amazing errors. And they orchestrate our lives. They create conflict between good and bad, between people, organisations, society, the lot. And they are real blessings in order to grow character, to learn, to get wise, and to live an exciting and amazing life. And I just should probably comment as I tail off now that all my perpetrators, including Steve Isonides, my former ASIO employee partner who's convinced the entire society that our relationship didn't exist, and Mr. Russell Ball, a lawyer that silenced evidence, all police officers, all healthcare workers, my family and friends, and Tim Goss from Africa, who banned me, the Attorney General Mark Dreyfus, the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, Gabrielle Williams, the Mental Health Minister, the Minister for the NDIS, who I can't mention or I'll go to jail, the guy who ran me out of Victoria with corrupt police, that guy, and the CEO, the same deal I can't mention there, and who keep me in perpetual bondage with the NDIS, who abused me instead of actually caring for me, as is their remit. And what about the DSS Minister, Ray Griggs? He never got back to me when I pointed out my $125,000 fraud for the NDIS. I know, funny, isn't it? And now, this systemic and politicised problem is universal, and they've informed me, they've exploited me, they've isolated my vulnerabilities, they identified, surveilled, victimised, vilified, they oppressed, they neglected, they robbed me, and now I'm in a pretty dire situation. But the sum of it is, I'm amazing. And I know I'm amazing. And I love life. And the funny thing is, I love all of my perpetrators because, in a weird kind of way, they've forced this terrible fucking existence on me in which I'm living in my car and running from the law and getting incarcerated in hospitals. But on the other side of the coin, I'm not answerable to any government, no family, no friends, not a club, not an institution, not an organisation, nothing, no one. And everyone else is a little bit pissed off with me because they have to play in the rules. They have to do what's expected of them from their peers or their supports or whatever it is they're organised in. And I'm just a fucking free unit. How fucking radical is that? And I'm answerable to no one, but I'm of pure soul and I'm honest, authentic, abrupt sometimes, angry a lot of the time. But I'm the real deal. I am the Messiah. It's it's one of them. It's Baron Dodger upholding the resonance, and it's an amazing fucking world, don't you think? It's fucking amazing. The rain's falling down. It's reflecting off the windscreen. I've got my beautiful dog in the car. It's Crystal, and she is my Lord and Saviour. You all got it wrong. God is a woman, and she's a dog, and she's in the back of my car. So this is Baron Resonance Dodger, and I am the Messiah. You can just call me. I'm nobody, and I'm just insane and mean nothing. But the point is, I'm very, very interesting to a whole lot of people who want to see me not get justice and cause my detriment. And so I'm an interesting, amazing character. And the powers that be actually can't put a bullet through my head. Not in this society, not in this life. That's not permissible, but it does happen. So beware. But the thing is, I'm a victim of no-touch torture. And no-touch torture is a method by which we solicit maximum harm to the victim by surveilling and covert and by influencing politics and people and institutions and character assassination and redacting their prosperity and taking their human rights and legal rights. And that's exactly what's happened to me. Holy fucking moly. You know, often people in my position will go, no one cares for me. But the opposite side is everyone cares about me. No one wants me to get my voice, agency, power, or even a little bit of influence because I've proven beyond reasonable doubt as a rejected whistleblower that I'll come after those corrupt people, point it out, and I'll take action. The difference is I don't wish harm on anyone. I might sue them, I might take their money, and I'm gonna actually forgive every one of my persecutors. In a roundabout way, you've made me have a fucking extraordinary fucking life. And I have never wanted a boring life where I fucked the first bird and popped a couple of puppies and I bought a house in Narrawarren, worked my whole life, slaved, followed the rules. That was not the life for me. I actually got what I wanted, and you've all helped. I'm extraordinarily grateful to Steve Icenides and the Attorney General and Prime Minister and all lawyers, all police, all healthcare workers, the Ombudsman, the National Anti-Corruption Commission, AFCA, the Australian Human Rights Commission, Liz Lindsberg. You're all forgiven because I actually love life and I love you. And I know that you can't help it. You're just fucked up and flawed and, you're imperfect. Not like the divine me, who's, well, I'm a bit earth monkey sinner, a human earth monkey sinner, and I'm also a divine creature chosen by the Lord to be here, as you all were. So there's not a lot of difference between me and you, and you're not better than me, I'm not better than you, and we just need to, try and find a way forward because evil does exist, it absolutely does, and it's reacting against the furious, unbeatable light which is sustaining the amazing existence and the God self and the agency and humanity that is all around the planet. And it's amazing. The light will always win. And I'm amazing too, and you're amazing. And I forgive all of my perpetrators, all those people who have made decisions in public office that have caused my detriment, elicited my financial harm, taken my human rights and my legal rights, pushed me out on the street, run me out onto the state, even the violent, contracted thugs sent inside a hospital to kick my fucking ass. You're just a person like me, and you're flawed, and we're going to pay you the money. And you just thought, I'll just kick this guy's ass, but it'll just be a little kick. And it's because you're fearful. You're scared that you're going to lose your power, privilege, money, agency, and your little bit of prosperity. So, as we can see, I understand all of my perpetrators because they're flawed and exist and live out of fear. And fear's not the way to go. I want you to do something with me. Get all of your fears, get all of your negative emotions, get all of that that needless banter, that stuff you don't need, doesn't serve anyone. And what you need to do with it is give it to God. Give it to me. Give it to the universe. Throw it in the river. Kick it off your foot. Do whatever you want. If it doesn't serve you, let it go. Because why? What's the insanity of holding on to something when it doesn't serve you? It's not right. It's not kosher. That's really not logical. So it's with great pleasure and loving divinity and universal compassion that I'm identifying all my perpetrators, which is everyone in society, and forgiving them for innately being flawed, which I love, and I love your mistakes, and it's caused me to have a fucking amazing life. I don't know, maybe I made you all. So it's Baron Dodger, and we've got Crystal Darcy, and you can see my story at barondodger.com.au. There's a website for that. And hey, has anyone got any money? I need it for drugs, but I also need it for food, and to find a safe place to stay, because I'm actually being gangstalked by covert intelligence operatives from the government, and those people have enormous privilege compared to me, and they're really harassing, intimidating, following, and trying to cause much distress. So they're the silent ones who are covertly sending me messages, but then you got the cops, who are the public ones, and they're just as corrupt, because my problem's systemic and political. But that's the spiritual kind of position that I'm in, and that is existing. There is a war on with good and bad, and the light will always win. I love you. I love all my family. I love all my friends. I love the cops. I love the politicians. I love that everyone basically has the gist not to cause harm, and to live and enjoy and eat and be merry and have sex and all that. It's amazing, and that's the godliness that I'd love to see. So anything external to that, which is nefarious or evil or harbouring negative energy, give it to the universe, give it away. The Lord and divine, most loving force that's ever existed wants to take it off your shoulders. I guarantee it. And I'm not speaking because I'm paid. I'm not speaking because I have an allegiance to someone, or I'm selling something, or I'm trying to please someone. I have no one, and I have nothing, and I have no legal rights, and I have no human rights. I have no home. I have no privacy. I am persecuted, tortured, harassed, intimidated, violently beaten up, ripped off. I've had my prosperity taken. I've been conspired against. I'm the victim in a federal conspiracy to murder me, and it did, and then they covered it up, and then I've lived in poverty for 4 years as they try and elicit my harm systemically and politically. It's a murder story. And the Christ allergy and the Christian narrative is pretty brutal, some of the Old Testament, and this is a good time though. The good news has arrived. I'm alive. I know you're all happy about it. And I'm amazing. You're amazing. And I have universal love and compassion for all of you, especially all of the people who did me wrong. Thank you for an amazing life. I love it here.